having Shabbat dinner. They beat my mother and father, while my sister and I were forced to watch. We had to leave, they said, and move into the ghetto.
They came to my village at dawn. The men who could work were set aside. The women, children, and elderly were taken to the outskirts of town, stripped naked, and shot to death. The rest of us were sent here to the ghetto. With the fire!
Waged on our very existence, we remember who we are.
We studied our books. We sang songs passed down through generations.
We remembered Masada. We remembered the Maccabees. We remembered the plagues. We remembered the sea.
We remembered wandering the desert in silence.
We remembered that being Jewish is an act of defiance.
Within these walls,
here comes the train.
The fire.
Many more of us into the fire. Welcome to the ghetto. All you poor souls, stay alive. You never Nazis warn the cold.
Within these.
I had a family, I had a home, sisters and brothers, father and mom. I had a future, I had dreams. Is that all gone now? So it seems. As in one dark day, it was taken away. In one swift blow, march through the rain and put on a train, and away we go. And now I'm here in this dark and unknown. And now I'm here. Am I completely alone? One by one, they take us all away. Life by life, they take it all away. We run, we hide, we cry out and we pray. But God won't stop them. Is there any way? I had a country where snow I thought, poisoned by hate now, and violence and blood. They're spreading lies, the same old words, and louder voices with bigger guns. What can I do but just go along? I'm having to walk in the city one by one, they take us away. Life by life, they take it all away. Scared alone, every night and every day. I can't let them take it all away.
We meet each other on the ghetto street. I'm David.
Sarah,
She's alone and has nowhere to go. I invited her to come with us. I live with my sister, Ruth.
and my two little children. This is our attic apartment where we all live, just trying to survive.
We have some food. It's not much, but it's enough for tonight.
I remember that it's Shabbat. Buried in the back of the cupboard, I find candles in 2 holders. We say the prayers. It's a measly meal of scraps, but somehow, with Sarah here, it feels different.
The kids go to sleep, leaving the 3 of us sitting together and talking into the night.
I don't remember the last time we kept Shabbat. Where are you from, Sarah? A village near the border. And your family? I see. I escaped through the fields, but they found me. At least you managed to survive. Your parents?
Sent on the last deportation.
And their father? My husband. He was sent to a work camp. We have each other, the four of you.
We do.
You don't look Jewish, Sarah.
Ooh. She just got here.
And we have so much time. Blankets are there. Good night. That was beautiful praying, Sarah. I'm glad you're here. What did she mean by that?
Another time.
You're very good with the children.
Try to help them stay cheerful.
Do you go to shul?
Do I go to school?
That's what I said.
Who does these things?
It's not just Jews they're trying to get rid of, David, but Judaism itself. You should go to shul.
Maybe you're right.
I usually am.
Try to remember that.
Whose books are these?
Ruth and I saved them from the book burnings.
Book burnings. How could anyone burn books? I love to read. I read everything in my father's library. He taught me Hebrew and German. My mother said that wasn't appropriate, but she has to complain about everything these days. Had to. I used to read to my little sister.
We tried to save as many as we could.
The 40 Days of Musa Dog.
Oh. It's about the Armenian resistance to the Turks during the Great War.
Resistance.
The army was going to kill them all, so they gathered on a mountaintop and made a last stand.
And how did that work out for them?
I guess you'll have to read the book.
And these?
Oh, my notebooks.
You write?
I do.
What do you write?
My thoughts, songs, poems.
Read me one.
Read you one.
That's what I said.
It's embarrassing.
Well, I'm not embarrassed.
That's not right. Okay. To come in from the cold, from the darkness, to return to the light of your eyes as the Sabbath candles burn. Two flames that warm, two flames that ignite even the coldest morning, even the darkest night.
You would like children of your own?
What?
Oh. No, that's not what I meant. No, that's not, oh, not with me. No, oh my, oh, just someday. Someday. You would like children of your own. Someday.
I don't think about that.
About what?
I don't think about the future. It's dangerous to think about the future.
I think it's more dangerous to lose hope. Do you think this war will last forever?
I think it won't.
I think our people have survived a lot, and we'll survive this too.
I hope you're right.
I usually am.
I almost forgot.
Good night, David.
Good night, Sarah.
Time passes in the ghetto. Our conditions worsen. More and more people are brought in. No one knows what will happen next. One day, someone manages to get a hold of a Nazi newspaper.
Look what I got. The Nazi newspaper. Look at what they're saying.
What do I care what the Nazis have to say?
Look at what they say about the Jews.
All right, let's take a look. The Jews sabotaged us in the Great War.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, it gets better. Keep going.
The Jews are a plague bacillus.
That sounds bad.
The Jews are responsible for the collapse of the economy.
The whole economy?
Who knew we were so powerful?
This one is my favorite. The war is the fault of the Jews.
They blame the war on us?
Who knew it was all our fault? Did you hear? The Jews are trying to rule the world.
The world, I settle for my own house.
There's no chance of that, you fool.
Did you hear? The Jews control the government?
Oh, what good news! Does that mean we can get them to repent?
Did you hear? They say we started all the wars.
All the wars. Who has the time?
I can't even get chores.
Did you hear? The Jews are thug imperialists and we control the media. Okay, I get the gist. Who knew it was all our fault? Who knew? Who knew if there's something wrong, then you can always blame the Jews.
Did you hear? They say we killed the Christian God. Drink the blood of little babes.
Oh, for crying out loud. Did you hear? The Jews take organs from the dead.
That's disgusting.
You're telling me.
I'm feeling woozy.
Oh, not again. Did you hear? They say the Jews are common crooks.
They say we're crooked like our noses and we read too many books.
Did you hear? They say the Jews cause all disease. Wait, all the wars and the plagues? Now this is getting silly. Who knew it was all our fault? Who knew? Who knew if there's something wrong, then you can always blame the Jews. Did you hear? They say the Jews, without a doubt, control the money of the world.
I wish you'd tell my bank account.
Did you hear? They say that every Jew has a mansion by the sea.
Well, we are the chosen few.
Did you hear? They say the Jews are greedy communists. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
I guess we're rich and Bolsheviks?
Did you hear? They say we're hoarding all the gold. So wait, wars and plagues and poverty.
So I'm told.
Who knew it was all our fault? Who knew? Who knew if there's something wrong, then you can always blame the Jews. Did you hear? From antiquity to now, every nation, every culture tries to kill us all somehow. Did you hear? They say it all comes down to us. All the problems of the world is just so ridiculous.
Oi, babe!
Who knew it was all our fault? Who knew? Who knew if there's something wrong, then you can always blame the Jews. Over time, Sarah becomes more and more a part of our family. She teaches the kids Hebrew and helps us find food. She and David grow closer. It's late at night now, and everyone else has gone to bed.
Kids have really grown fond of you. And, I have as well. I mean, not of them. I mean, obviously I'm fond of them. But not that. I just, what I mean to say, is,
Are you trying to tell me something, David?
I just can't.
Here in this dark, I know there is a spark that glows, and if you dare to trust, maybe you'll see.
I have known so much pain, but it began to fade when I first saw your face. Look at me.
I know love, it doesn't need much, just a hand to hold and to touch. I want to feel something more than food. I
think I do, now that you're here. What about you?
Look around you and tell me, what kind of future do you see? Is there's nothing left but cold and gray, and loss and pain. I can't think years ahead. One day's enough to dread. Here's everything you love is taken away. Is taken away. You say love doesn't mean much, but by tomorrow we all may be done. So you say love to make everything clear. Look around and see that love can't live here. No love can't live here.
We're stronger than that.
How can love live here?
They will not win.
My heart's been so close. I can't believe that there is nothing more.
Find a way to overcome.
How free how I get to think that all we'll ever know is more.
More we don't love.
Now that you,
Now I'm here with you.
how I care.
We will make it
Now that you
through.
are something worth fighting for. Yeah. Because love, it doesn't mean much. Just a heart and the courage you trust. For so long, we know nothing but peace. Now that's gone. Now that you're here.
Now that you're here.
Now that you're here.
Now that you're here.
Now that you're here. Now that you're here.
Days later, the Nazis order deportation from the ghetto. We stand on the street as hundreds of Jews are rounded up and herded onto train cars. We watch as Nazi soldiers beat people with clubs and rifles. In the midst of the chaos, one man refuses to board the train. A soldier pulls out his gun, aims at his head, and executes him on the spot. Sarah attempts to rush forward into the crowd to help the man, but David and I hold her back.
Let go of me! I can't believe this is happening and you're okay doing nothing!
Of course not, Sarah, but what do you think we should have done?
A whole group versus a few soldiers!
And if anyone does anything, we all get punished. Don't talk as if you know everything that's going on
We
here.
need to get off the street. We can talk back at the attic.
Fine.
You know what we have to do, David?
Not her.
Yes, her.
Find someone else.
She's right for this.
No, she's not. She's impulsive and naive, and she doesn't understand the street.
I know you're falling for her. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to get married and live happily ever after in the ghetto? You cannot play house forever.
What is that supposed to mean?
You've got your head in the clouds or in the sand, I don't know, but you cannot keep playing happy family as if you've completely forgotten what's happening here.
What we have going
Is what? A fantasy?
is
Good. It's great. It feels great.
Good for you, David. I am so happy you feel great. Meanwhile, my husband is in some camp somewhere and my children are starving. Oh, have you not noticed?
Of course I have.
We are starving. The kids are
You
starving.
think I don't know that?
Everyone's being sent on trains. We don't know where. She can do something about it.
Find someone else.
You are only thinking of yourself. You do not have the right to be that selfish. Not here.
You just want to send someone else to do the dirty work that you can't do.
It is work that must be done. I can't do it. She can. What is it? Sarah, what is it you can't do that I can?
It's nothing that we need to
What is it you can't do that I can?
Please.
They starve us and beat us and kill us in the streets. They round us up and send us to God knows where. They murdered my family. They take yours away and we're just supposed to stay calm and obey orders?
No, but
To wait and see?
maybe the Allies are close. Maybe the war is ending.
Maybe Moshiach just landed in Berlin.
It can't go on like this, David.
No. It can't.
What can I do?
There are other ghettos all over, but none of us can communicate. We don't know what's going on there, and they don't know what's going on here. We need to know where the trains go and what the camps are. We need to know where the Allies are and how much longer the war will last. We need to know how many have died and who is still alive. We need food, medicine, lines of communication.
How do I come into this?
There's a way to the other side of the wall.
How?
A small crack along the corner edge.
Okay, I thought you said
Jews found on the Aryan side are killed, yes.
so.
You don't look Jewish, Sarah.
This is what you've been planning this whole time? From day one?
Yes.
You want me to try to pass myself off as an Aryan?
Go beyond the wall to the Aryan side.
I thought that there was something I could do here. I didn't
Travel
think.
through Nazi territory.
This is madness.
Find the other ghettos, sneak in.
You cannot be
Find
serious.
others like us who are ready to resist.
Listen to
Find
yourself.
food, find supplies, get messages, and bring them back to us.
This is impossible.
It is necessary.
Then you do it.
I can't. I set one foot over there. They know I'm a Jew. I'll be executed on the spot.
So that's what will happen if I get caught?
Yes. You'll be tortured first. Give them information about us. Then they'll kill you.
I can't do this.
You can do it, Sarah.
No, Ruth.
You look the part. They will not catch you.
No.
You will survive.
It's too much.
It must be done.
It's too much.
It's not just me I'm thinking of.
Back in the attic, Sarah looks around at all the ramshackle apartments. The children's books, the Shabbat candle holders. She picks up the 40 Days of Musa Dog.
I think you'll have to tell me how the book ends, David. Do the fighters win?
You were rescued.
There's no rescue coming for us, is there?
Do you want to just run away together?
What?
Do you want to run away together?
What do you mean?
Let's get out of here.
And go where?
I will take you away from here. Away from all this cold and gray. I will take you away from here to someplace extraordinary. And we'll leave this all behind. Let it fade into the night. We'll leave
soul behind. Start a brand new day. Take my hand and I'll take you away. I will take you away from here to a heart warmed by fire. A bed so deep you can disappear, and all the food and desire. With the garden on the side, and horses on the run, leading after musicians. These will be our days. This will be when I take you away.
All the life we might have lived,
There's still a chance.
all the things we might have done.
We are not
What I
over.
must give,
We're only
this is
beginning.
my sacrifice, tribute to all my live.
We'll come back to love. From home we call our own, in a town that's clean and safe, where we'll watch our children grow, and live out our days in peace. You'll have all this, I promise you someday.
I must go away. Now I must go away.
Okay. What do you need me to do? Come with me. How do you know this is even possible? A girl used to visit us here. A courier. She delivered a message, a letter from another ghetto. What did it say? We are certain they are coming for you and all the children of Israel. Be outside of town at all costs, so you don't join those of blessed memory. And remember that which is left for mourning shall be burned with fire. Is this about the camps, Ruth? She was part of a group that was trying to build a resistance movement in the ghettos. She told me about what she does and how she moves through Nazi territory. I don't know what happened to the resistance movement because she stopped coming back, but I know there are other girls out there, Sarah. Other couriers. You won't be alone. Are they all women? Most. Why? Because we're stronger. Answer me, Ruth. What do you think is the history of our people? A story of rabbis and sages illuminating great mysteries and leading us through the wilderness? Yes, we've had great rabbis and they've helped us survive. But can you imagine where we'd be without Jewish women? Probably lying on the bottom of the Red Sea. Maybe it was Moses who parted the waters, but I guarantee you it was women who carried the children from one side to the other. Also, men wouldn't pass the strip search. I'm gonna be strip searched? You will be tested in every way possible. Sarah, now, listen to me. You cannot be impulsive out there. Today, in the streets, what would you have accomplished? With all your passion and fire, had you stood between that man and the soldiers, what would have happened? You'd be dead, and a lot of good that would do us. Do you understand me? I do. How do you think we've kept the children alive? By being impulsive and angry? I memorized the exact schedule of the Nazi Guard, so I know when it will be safest to cross from one ghetto to get news. I watch the men who tend the horses, so I know the best time to steal the vegetable peels from the slop they feed them. That's how we survive. You are going to see difficult things, Sarah, terrible things. You need to control yourself. I understand. Give me your armband. I take off my Star of David armband and hand it to Ruth. From a drawer, she pulls out a clean and neatly folded dress. The neatness, the cleanliness is from another world. Take this dress. It's so soft.
Put it on. You think you're strong. You think you're you're tough, you think you're brave, that's not enough. Hard as a rock, won't do the trick. If you have to bend or slide or bounce or stick, you're entering the wolf's lair. If you wanna live to make it out of there, you need to be what we have always been, smarter than the rest and stronger from within. My hands are shaking, I can't breathe. You can do this, for those who keep the war and make it through the war for you can do this, for those who will come after, show them what will matter, you can do this.
I'm gonna write down the address the courier gave me to the steakhouse. Who knows if it's still there, but at least it's a place to start. Oh, take this money. You're gonna need it. Ruth, sit. Memorize that address.
Study everything, write it down in your mind. Review it all 100 times. Find the safest way to do every small thing. Every day lived is a victory. Don't give anyone an inch, don't avert your eyes. Any fear you have, you need to bury inside. Who can you trust? Who can you use? Who must you avoid? You'll have to choose. Suddenly it's real, I need to breathe. You can do this, for those who came before, who made it through the war for you. You can do this, for those who will come after, show them what will matter, you can do it. Those who came before, who made it through countless wars for those who will follow me, who will carry on the flame until it's done. For those who came before, who made it through the war for you. You can do this, for those who will come after, show them what will matter, I can do that, you can do it, I can
I stand in front of Ruth, her in her rags, and me in this fancy dress. I'm transformed from a ghetto inmate into a well-dressed European woman. I'm scared.
Good. You should be. But don't let anybody else know that. Hold your head high. If someone questions you, shut them down. You're an Aryan woman. They have no right to bother you or suspect you of anything. They're hunting Jews. Don't let them think you're prey.
How long will I need to be gone?
Don't think about that. Find the ghettos, find the couriers, stay alive. You know where the crack in the wall is, along the far edge behind the buildings?
I do.
Okay. Let's go. Sarah walks the empty nighttime ghetto streets. She comes to the corner of the wall and stands in front of the crack. She looks around, braces herself, and crawls through.
On the other side of the wall now, I walk the Aryan streets, full of well-dressed, well-fed people. I must get to the address that Ruth gave me. I'd like a ticket, please.
Here you go, miss. Train's that way.
Thank you.
Sarah boards a passenger train and sits in a full compartment. Across from her, a passenger reads a newspaper with a headline about the Jews. The passenger next to Sarah comments.
It's high time they got what's coming to them, these Jews.
Some say the Nazis are too harsh, but I say the Jews are getting no more than they deserve. They tricked us into a war.
They are a filthy disease.
The only solution is to get rid of them completely.
I have Jew neighbors. Can you believe it? Years I lived next to these people. Thankfully, the Nazis came. I am so relieved now that they're gone.
I'd love to turn some in.
There are rewards to them.
How do you tell them apart? Some of them have learned how to blend in so well.
You can always tell a Jew. It's in their eyes.
And their stench.
You're being awfully quiet.
You think we should be gentler on the vermin?
I think we should kill them all.
There you are.
How do I breathe when every breath may be my last? Here I'm surrounded, secret outcast. I listen to their words full of hate and how they brag of mass graves uncounted, life turned to ash. There's no quieting my racing heart this time. In the midst of hate and war, there is no peace I find. I keep my love burning inside, keep my eyes on the prize. They think they see me, but they're blind. They think I'm beaten, but I'm gonna rise.
Papers.
Excuse me?
Your papers.
Are you joking?
Am I joking? No, I am not. I need to see your personal documents.
Why?
Give me a fight, I have to check.
Check on
A
what?
standard check.
Check on
To
who?
be sure
Sure of
that
what?
you're not a Jew.
How dare you? How dare you suggest such a thing?
It's just,
Let me speak to your commander.
that's not necessary.
How rude. How wrong.
Okay, please move along.
Let me speak to your commander.
Just move along.
How do I speak when every word may turn me in? Face to face with murderers who crave my blood, but there's something that they cannot kill that's very deep within. You think you marked me for death? I've got a six-pointed flag and a fire in my chest. While it burns, I will resist. There is a Jew within your midst, rising up from the abyss. Remember to remember this. I am a warrior. I am a warrior. I am a warrior. Here I am. I move through enemies.
Racing hearts, march for death. With every look, with every breath, we are warriors. Abandoned band, allianceless. Genocide, our frightened world west. We are warriors. We are warriors.
Do I stay alive while all around me die? How do I face myself when all I see are their eyes? While our blood fills the earth until it cries. How do I find the strength to live? I am a warrior.
Sarah stands on the empty street in front of the address Ruth gave her. She thinks she's alone, but just around the corner stands Bronca, a seasoned courier who is watching Sarah from the shadows.
I know what you're looking for.
What? Excuse me?
It's okay. You can relax. I'm Jewish too.
You call me Jewish? How dare you? I don't know who you think I am, but
That's good. That's good. Well done. You can set it down now. Come on inside. If you have this address, it means a friend gave it to you. Come inside and meet the others. Look, sweetie, this may be the Aryan side of the wall, but it's still the war, and there's still a curfew. Do you want to stay out here and wait for the Nazi patrol, or do you want to come inside and have something to eat? Suit yourself.
how could you tell I was Jewish?
Because you look terrified. I'm Bronca.
Sarah.
Come on in. I'll introduce you around. Ladies, we've got a new one. Come say hello. Tell me, do you know how to shoot a gun? How to make a Molotov cocktail? Never mind. We'll get to that later. How about fake documents? Do you have those? Can you make them? No worry. You'll learn. Do you want some food? Are you hungry? Of course you are. There's some food over there.
What is this place?
This is the Courier Steakhouse. We come from ghettos all around. We are part of the underground Jewish resistance movement. And now, so are you. We are the ones doing jobs that go unseen. To be a courier, gotta be a warrior. Ghettos and beyond, from dusk till dawn, we move in between. Gotta be invisible, together indivisible. To those inside, they'll bring hope and strength to you. Gotta hide and stay inside, like a shadow in the night. There is no wall, we cannot walk. You gotta know what you're fighting for. If you wanna be a courier, like those we haunt the streets, tricking everyone we meet. The Nazis don't know that we're here. They don't even know we're here. Let me show you around. Over here is where we keep the food. It's mostly potatoes and bread, but sometimes we have jam. Here are the documents that need to be delivered, and over there is where you'll get your fake papers and checkpoints.
You travel through Nazi territory all the time? How do you do it?
We all have our ways. I walk quietly, and so they never see, they never know.
Hide yourself away where no one's there and you're okay.
I stay out in the open and just look down my nose at them.
Or hide in plain sight and keep your chin up high.
I like to get in the faces, defy it aloud.
Good luck to you, take them back and walk like you.
I just flash a smile and flip my hair and leave them floating on a cloud.
Sometimes we get real far just by how pretty we are. Running from informers, running through the night. We risk it for our people and the chance to set this world right.
Whatever people need to stay alive, whatever the movement needs to resist, is our job to find it and bring it to them. Food, medicine, messages, and letters, and most importantly, we bring them hope everywhere we go. This is our way, Sarah, to stand up and help our people while they are being destroyed. To stand up and fight for our lives. We may just get 3 lines in the history books, but the world will know that we resisted. The world will know we did not submit, and the next generations will have a story they can be proud of. This is who we are. This is what we do.
And now, this is what I do too.
In the ghettos and outside the walls, we are a lifeline for them all. When strength withers and all fades, we bring them with us. In this darkest and longest night, we will prepare to shine a light. Call our names, join the sisterhood of warriors. Welcome to the Couriers. We are warriors.
nice to look out on a full house like this. Feels very, very good. Thank you all for coming out tonight, supporting this show, being interested in the message of this show. Thank you all very much. We want to thank the Holocaust Museum and Jen for putting this together. They're doing great programming here. Thank you very much to them. We also want to give a special shout out to the Stand With Us Holocaust Education Center. They've been with us through a lot. We've done, they were with us for our shows in Israel, our readings in Israel during the war, and then a couple things we've done here in LA, so we hope for many more. So yeah, thanks for being here. I want to, before we get into the Q&A, I just want to say this is an incredible cast. This is Mark Jacobson, Paige Berger, Kira White, and our choreographer and AD, Heidi Jarrett. Yeah, a little history of the show. We performed in full in Rochester, New York in 2022. That was our first full run. And then in 2023, we were in Syracuse, New York. We were scheduled to showcase off-Broadway at the Actors Temple, if you know that place, in October of 2023, but the war broke out. I went to Israel. And so since then, it's been kind of odd iterations. We did a reading in Tel Aviv, a reading in Jerusalem down in a bunker. And then coming back to the States in last spring, we did a similar thing like this at the Israeli American Council, and then we performed for a Hillel on a university campus.
Which university?
UCSB.
Ooh, yay.
Yeah. Alum? No. Gotcha. Yeah, so that's it. And now we're doing a concert reading in London at JW3 in March. And then we'll be performing at Beit Lessing Theater in Tel Aviv for Yom HaShoah. And then we hope to build momentum for a full run here in Los Angeles. That's what we're hoping to do. There's a couple things we're looking at. Yeah, a couple possibilities. Yeah, anybody else?
What's yours?
What's the full cast?
Oh, it's 20 people plus a 5-person band. It's a very difficult sell. You say like, hi, it's like me sitting across from producers. It's funny. I say, you've never heard of me. I've never written a musical before. It's my first one. It's got 20 people on stage, a bunch of electric guitar solos, and it takes place during the Holocaust. So what do you think? How long is it? It's 2 hours with an intermission. Yeah.
These are 3 of them.
Yes. Yeah. Anyone else?
How does it end? How does the... Does it not break our hearts, or?
I mean, let's just, who else has a question? How did I start with it? Yeah, I was in a Holocaust Studies program at Haifa University in Israel in 2019. And I had pitched them on an idea of doing something with music, something having to do with the Holocaust and music. And I was going through my studies and doing my research, and I came across the story of these women, these young Jewish women who did these amazing things. And I was completely mind blown, not just at the incredible courage that they must have summoned somehow, but also that I had never heard of them. It was shocking that I just felt like everyone needs to know their names. So I really just dove into that. Kind of moved into this archive in northern Israel called the Ghetto Fighters House. This is an incredible space. They have an amazing story. They were founded by survivors of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. And when they got to this plateau outside Akko, they had smuggled in documents and photographs and diaries of their friends and comrades. And before they had a place to sleep, before they had a structure for themselves, they built a structure to house these documents. And over the years, that grew into the Ghetto Fighters House. And they have the actual diaries of the career girls. It's a very amazing place. So I just kind of fell into that and fell in love with them, fell in love with their stories. And I did not intend to write a musical. I thought maybe like a song cycle or something, but it just sort of got away from me. me. And by the time I realized what was going on, it was too late to turn back. And here we are.
And for the actors, how has this touched you? And how do you feel about being part of this? And how long have you been part of this?
There's a mic.
Yeah, sure. Well, so I was connected through my best friend's parents worked with Josh on this, and Heidi, the choreographer, is her mom, and so that's how I was connected with this. My great-grandparents were Holocaust survivors, so to me this is incredibly important. And we started working on this about a year ago, I want to say, close. That's when I joined, and it was a no-brainer to join this when they asked me to.
Training,
Sorry?
your musical training.
Yeah, I actually just got into USC for musical theater, and that's what
We've rehearsed for 12 hours.
Yeah, we
So we're hangers on to Kira and Josh.
What is your musical training?
Mine?
Yeah.
I have a degree in music composition and a songwriting certificate from Berklee College Music, and then a degree from Antioch College. And then I've worked with and for a music producer here in Los Angeles. Worked as a songwriter primarily. So when I was writing this, my choosing to do rock music was for me it was twofold. One, it's the musical vocabulary that I'm familiar with. And at the time for the first draft, I had a grant and I had a deadline, and I really did not have the wherewithal to learn a new musical style. But also, I felt that rock was really the most appropriate music for telling their story. Rock, I think, is the music of defiance. It's the music of rebellion. It's an anti-authoritarian music. And I wanted them to just... I felt like when I was learning about the resistance movements in the ghettos, I thought that they must have just been furious. I wanted to give voice to that kind of rage, to let them scream out if they wanted to scream out. And I think rock is the most appropriate music for that.
You had a fabulous line in there. I just want to say, if I remember correctly, something about, is this my country, or what has happened to my country?
Yeah,
What was that line again?
I had a country, or so I thought, poisoned by hate now.
That really does
Violence and
sound
rock.
beautiful. Sad.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, really.
I want to hear about your experience in Israel post-October 7th, and also if you see any connection between the spirit of the Syrians and the spirit of the Israeli people today.
Yeah. It's hard to crack a lid on that, I think that when it happened, I think that you can't help but, if you spend time researching these people and reading their words, and you cannot help but be changed by them, I think. And I think when October 7th happens, it was just, for me to think about going there, I didn't really think all that much about it. It was just a kind of a natural response. And I did think that has been true of the Jewish people many times throughout history. That we inevitably have a tendency to go into trouble to help one another. And it took me a little over a week to get to Israel from the States, because all the flights to Tel Aviv were packed. There was something like 350,000 Israelis going home. So it was, to be a part of that, it wasn't like there were a handful of people going back. Like everyone was getting on planes to go back. And then when I was there, I volunteered as a medic. I was put on a list. I showed up, I was ready to go. I had med kit gear, they said to bring certain things. And I was on a list. I was one of 6,000 medics that volunteered. I think they put a call out for something like 150,000 reservists, 300,000 showed up. The volunteer effort in Israel, especially in the early days, was just nothing I'd ever seen. It was an absolute lesson to the world in civics, in democracy, in taking care of one another. It was an honor to be a part of it. And I hope they get back soon. I mean, Achim the Neshek is a group that I was working with. They are now rebuilding the South. It's an amazing place. You know, what can I say? It's I'm Israeli. I made Aliyah when I was in school there, and it's home. Yeah. Yes.
Do you plan on playing your electric guitar?
This is my sister. She always wants me to play electric. Yes. So in the show, when the show is done in full, yes, I play electric guitar. The show is amplified; it's a full band. But in here, if I were to bring an electric guitar in here with an amplifier, no one would enjoy that. Yes.
I'm just curious, will you try to go back to that off-Broadway theater and produce it there? Or do they not want to do it since the war?
No, so the Actors Temple is probably the only place in New York right now that's willing to do it. It's kind of a special place. It has a really amazing Jewish history. It used to be the head of, I think, the Hebrew Association of America was based there. And it's still a functioning synagogue. So as far as us being there, I mean, I haven't prioritized it because I'm looking at doing some other things. But yeah, it's a very, it was always, I know I joked about it being a difficult sell. I mean, it was always kind of a weird sell. But now, I mean, the only places that will touch this are Jewish spaces. So, you know, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've sat across from people and I would say, oh, the music is great. Yeah, really, really powerful. You know, I don't think it's the right time. It's a little too political. Yeah, we don't have the security budget for it. You know, I've heard all kinds of things. So as far as, you know, finding theater, we have now taken it upon ourselves to start our own production company. We're going to be a 501c3 nonprofit, and we're just going to run it in-house because, yeah, I think that's the most efficient way to do it. Yeah. Yes?
Have you thought of doing it as a film?
Yes. I mean, that has definitely come up. I think as a very inexperienced playwright that I am, a lot of the script is rather cinematic. I've had a lot of directors look at it and say, well, how do you expect me to do this? You know? So I think that there are aspects of it that would work, but I have to say that I really like the live thing. I think that there are very few spaces left where you have to come in and sit down and turn off your phone and pay attention. It's kind of a sacred thing. And I like live music for that reason. I like live theater for that reason. And it's also a bit wild, you know, it's a bit ephemeral. You never really know what's going to happen. I like that too. Cool. All right. So I think...